Hi everyone, my name is Nasim and I work on Employment Insurance Assistant or AI Assistant. An AI Assistant is a chatbot that provides response to user inquiries related to AI benefits. It is often challenging to navigate through government websites, especially when dealing with unique or complex situations. Often it is hard to locate the appropriate information or resources. Plus, contacting government departments can involve long waiting times. To address this issue, I have chosen to develop an AI assistant because employment insurance serves millions of Canadians who lose their job through no fault of their own. An assistant focused on this area can reduce the frustration and can effectively respond to individual queries. AI Assistant is a user-friendly chatbot that uses the comprehensive digest of AI benefits, composed of 25 chapters, as its knowledge base and handle user queries by asking follow-up questions if the user scenario is unclear or requires eligibility check. The assistant will ask a follow-up question to gather the necessary detail and ensure the accurate response. Provide answer. Once all information is clear, the assistant will deliver a helpful response. Calculate the weekly benefits rate. Once given hourly wage and weekly hour, the assistant can calculate the weekly benefits. And here is my assistant design. The assistant will make a tool call to calculate AI benefits rate whenever such a calculation is required. Otherwise, the system will retrieve the relevant information from the knowledge base as context based on the user input. Then both user input and context will pass into generate response node. Within this node, a classifier receives user input, context, and chat history to determine the next step, whether to select the answer generation prompt or the follow-up question prompt. Now let's check the demo of my application. I will start by asking the AI assistant, I quitted my job, can I receive AI? Since quitting job voluntarily, you are not generally eligible to receive AI benefits. However, there is an exception to this. For example, experiencing harassment at work or having an unsafe working condition. Therefore, for this one, the classifier will direct the assistant to the follow-up question prompt, and the assistant will ask about the reason that I quit my job. And if I responded that I have faced harassment at work, then for this one, the classifier will direct the assistant to answer generation prompt, and it will respond that because I quitted job due to harassment, I may be eligible for EI benefit. However, it is important to gather evidence related to harassment. For next one, I will ask what will be my benefit. For this one, the assistant need to have my hourly wage and the number of the hours that I work per week. And if I responded that my hourly wage is 30 and my weekly hour is 40, then the assistant will make a tool call and calculate my AI benefits to be approximately 660. I have also performed an evaluation of the responses generated by my AI assistant. I have created a dataset of 15 representative sample questions, each paired with its desired response. I have evaluated my assistant responses according to hallucination, correctness, and semantic similarity. I used a hybrid method, which means that I used both LLM as a judge and manual review to perform this evaluation, and I used two different LLM models, GPT-4 mini and GPT 4.1 mini. As we can see here, they both did quite well, with GPT-4o Mini achieved slightly higher results in semantic similarity. One challenge that I face in enhancing my performance is to craft my follow-up question prompt to generate effective question. Here is an example of the problematic case. I cannot work because I'm pregnant. Can I get a sickness EI before my maternity EI? In this scenario, the assistant should inquire about the stage of the pregnancy, as this detail influences the eligibility for sickness benefit. To address this challenge, I have tried to identify similar patterns in user input that lead to follow-up questions. So, for example, if the input includes phrases like can I or could I, ask the user to provide eligibility requirement. Additionally, in some cases, I have manually added examples to my prompt. What's next? I'm planning to conduct more in-depth evaluation of my assistant. For example, increasing the size of my evaluation dataset, or to evaluate not just on a single query, but the entire conversation sequence. I'm also planning to add the user feedback feature to gather feedback and identify the problematic cases to improve my assistant performance. Thank you everyone for listening.